What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Today is May 30th, but I'm just gonna consider this like a Memorial Day, early June garden update, even though it's a day past Memorial Day. Current temperature is about 80 degrees outside, and we're getting a pretty strong thunderstorm moving in. We've been having a lot of these lately, and it's been really nice. But yeah, I just wanted to give you all a garden update, show you how everything's doing. And maybe a front yard update too. So here we get the Musa Baggio. Now, I made a short on this, but not many people saw it. So I'll explain what's going on. This tree is infected with some sort of bug. I'm not sure what it is, but it has this clear, sappy type thing on the leaves. That was a nice crack of thunder. Wow, this is just non-stop thunder Anyway, so some bugs are infecting these trees. So I'm not sure what it is, but I'm hoping it's fixed soon. I've been spraying the Musa Baggio, and we did have some trouble. But, and it ate away one leaf. There's a little bit of sap on here now. It's like a sappy substance. So I've been spraying this thing, and it's been doing okay so far. It's still growing well. I need to water. But we're getting as you could hear, we're getting a storm in, so I don't think I'll have to do that today, luckily. But yeah, we got a little bit of this sappy stuff right here. But yeah, it's still growing, still doing all right. This is non-stop thunder. Like, this thunder has not stopped since I started this video. Anyway, down here we got the strawberry plant. It's growing, it's pushing leaves. So I guess we'll see how far this goes this year. It still doesn't look too healthy. So there's a chance I might lose it, but we'll see what happens. Next we got the elderberry. I think these are like flower buds growing on it, so this thing should be blooming pretty soon. Can't get over it. This is just super cool. Yeah, this thing's moving in fast. I just got home from work too, so this is a nice treat. So elderberry's doing pretty good. Again, a little dry. The leaves like to weep a little bit when it's dry, but the leaves look fine right now. So this thing's grown. Next we got the sago palm. It turned very green since the last update, but a few of these are still brown, and I don't think they'll turn green again. But it looks better than it did before. The windmill palm, I moved it over here, and it's growing like crazy right now. It loves the heat, loves the rain, loves everything Idaho's throwing at it. So it's growing, doing really well, pushing leaves like crazy right now. Next we got the needle palm. Doing good, picking up speed like crazy, growing a bunch. Nothing really too much to say on these except that they're growing well and they look great. Next we have probably the thing I'm impressed with the most. I don't remember if I included this on my last update, but this is the Meyer lemon tree. And this thing was dying. It lost nearly all its leaves, had like 4 or 5 leaves left on it, completely defoliated. Now look at it. This happened in the course of 2 weeks. Not only did it push new leaves, but it's growing like crazy right now. And it's got a few flower buds. That's a flower bud right there. So it's liking the Idaho heat, the dry. Even though this is more of a tropical plant, it's loving it here. Looks absolutely full and gorgeous. I can't wait to see how this grows this year. And who knows, maybe I'll get lemons. But we'll see. Next, we have another one that really surprised me. I thought this thing was a goner for sure. This is the Owari Satsuma, a mandarin tree. Got a little bit of leaf sun damage when it first came out, but look at this. All this growth right here is new, pushing a new branch right here, and new growth out of the top, and another branch right in the middle. So this thing's gonna be growing like crazy this year too. These two have impressed me so much. They look very healthy, and they're definitely coming back, and I think we'll get a lot of growth out of them, and possibly from some fruit from this Meyer lemon tree. Personally, I thought these two were goners. They hadn't, I got this one in like January, and it hadn't grown for months. I thought it was gone, and then when I moved it outside, it got a little bit of light leaf burn, but now it's doing really great. continuing on, another thing that's really impressed me is the hibiscus. I don't remember if I skipped over this one on my last garden update, but it's coming back. It lost all its leaves, all of them got burned from the sun. I will admit I didn't really do the best thing transferring some of these plants out. The palms normally do fine with it, but it's pushing out leaves again and it looks beautiful. Hopefully we'll get some flowers in a few weeks, maybe a month. Anyway, we got the ponytail palm. This thing's been through hell and back, and it got a little bit of leaf burn. Well, I mean, it's been through hell and back before. It dealt with 20 degrees and came back just fine. But now we got some leaf burn on it, but it's recovering just fine. It looks great. I think it'll look even better at the end of the summer. Next, I decided to rip out the palmetto. Wasn't growing. This frond kind of died. I don't think it liked the type of soil it was in. So I pulled it out and I put it into a pot. No growth so far, but we'll see what happens with it. If it dies, it dies. But hoping for the best for this guy. Next, we got the smaller Musa Baju. Lost all its leaves, but it's growing 3 back, and it looks beautiful, looks healthy, loving the heat, loving it all. Next, this one's interesting. A fig cutting. I rooted some fig cuttings. 2 of them are growing right now. The other 2, I'm starting to see some stuff come out of them. But we're gonna focus on this one. So this one's growing really well. And it looks great. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'll probably give it away. If anyone wants a Black Mission fig and you're in the Idaho area, hit me up, I'll give it to you. Same with well, not 1 Washingtonia foliferous seedling, but 2 Washingtonia foliferous seedlings. If anybody wants them, please let me know. I'll be happy to give them to you for nothing. And then we got another cutting that's rooting here right now. It looks fantastic. This cutting, I don't know if it's gonna come back. This one looks like it might be pushing something, but we'll see. We got the olive, Abequinia olive tree. I repotted it into a pot not much bigger than it, and it did get some damage when I transferred it outside. But the leaves that are left look dark, look lush, look beautiful, and it is growing. So this thing does deserve a chance. It may not be picking up on the audio as much, but just a pause from this update. This thunder has not stopped since I began the video. So, kind of crazy stuff. And it's just getting louder and louder too. Anyway, next up, we have the California fan palm seedling. I decided to repot it, put some palm soil in it, onto a much bigger pot. So it should be getting a lot of growth this year. And this thing's already taken off. We got a little split frond right here. And we got another frond coming out. This thing is going to go crazy with the dry heat this summer. It's already looking great. I expect it to look even better in the next month when I do my next update. Next we have the Pindapalm. This thing is taking off now. I'm giving it a lot of water. It looks like one of the fronds might kind of be dying off, so I might have to cut it off down there. Some of the older fronds, but otherwise this thing's pushing fronds. It's already grown more than it did last year. Got a little fly on there. But it's already grown more than it did last year, and it looks great. Next up, we have the Mediterranean fan palm tree. This thing has 1 flower on it, right down here. And if someone could please tell me if this is male or female, that would be great. It would be great if it was female and I could somehow get some male pollen. But this thing's growing, starting to grow like crazy. We got a new frond pushing out right there. That one literally pushed out in probably a day or 2. So it's looking great. Loving the Idaho weather. The Idaho storms that we're getting right now. May and June, that's a time for just crazy storms. Like, we'll get storms a lot. And it's really nice because we'll get heat. Like, it'll be hot during the day, like 80s, if not high 80s, or low 90s. And then the evening this happens. And it's just so pleasant. Some of the storms are pretty severe, like this one. I got a flood alert on my phone, so we might get a little bit of flooding, which honestly saves me from having to water all these tonight. Next we have the Black Mission. Really taking off now. Looks full and lush, and I'm just hoping for just all the growth this year. All the growth. And maybe some figs, but we'll see. Might have to trim up some of these guys down here because I don't really want that many. It sucks all the nutrients out from these bigger branches, so I just want to keep these bigger branches going. Here I got some tomatoes growing, bell peppers, so we'll see what happens with those. I've done tomatoes before, but I've never done bell peppers, and this spot's kind of an experiment, so we'll see how well it goes. Anyway, let's go to the front. Alright guys, we're at the front yard right now, and I'll make this quick because I kind of want to sit outside and enjoy the storm. But there's a lot going on here, so I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. We got some flower bushes right here, beginning to bud up. Rose bush took off. Planted this tropical daisy. Doesn't look too great, but we'll see what happens to it. It's in a desert spot, so I'm not sure how well it'll do. No biggie though. We got this agave, I forgot what kind it was. And down here we got the Yagatissima, looking beautiful. It's growing a little bit. There's some flower seedlings right here. I scattered wildflowers. Joshua tree looking good. Decided to plant it on the ground right there. Replace the palmetto with that. We got our two agaves right here. Forgot what type these were, but I'm not going to step out there, risk stepping on these flower seedlings. Right here, we got our first Filamentosa color guard. This one's pushing a flower out of the middle. It's a little behind, but no reason it shouldn't give a good flower this year. Right here we get the Spanish dagger. Hasn't really grown too much, which is a little concerning. Then we got the ice plant, which is growing and flowered a bunch. Sure, it'll flower some more and grow some more. Here we got the second Filamentosa. This thing is way ahead on the flowering. Still behind of most of the Filamentosa color guards here, but it's looking great. Here we got our soap tree, growing a little bit. That's looking good. Right around here we got these tall ones are sunflowers, and all the really small seedlings are just other various forms of wildflowers. So looking great. The agave back there that I planted is growing and looking good. Starting to grow now. It's got some offshoots. And then this agave right here is looking good as well. So most everything's looking good here. We got a bunch of weeds back there on those lily type things that I got to go through and pick, so that's not going to be fun. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.